Hello, Saluth. I am the Rasta Witch. Here's where we learn the way of the Yan Sui Rasta, which is to say, my kind of Ital. Please subscribe and begin your own kind of Yan Sui witchcraft. All roads lead to Rome. Home. Hello, how you doing? Going on a walk along the river. I don't know why I'm thinking that's so funny. The river. Okay, so where we are right now, we just so I started by defining what is witchcraft, what kind of witch am I, a Yan Sui witch, a Yan Sui Rasta witch. Um, so then we we made the goddess, which is the ultimate go-to, and in my case, that's Mother Mary of the Yan Sui, so it's a personalized version, unique to the Yan Sui. Then we made some all-purpose anointing oil. Then we defined the god, which is Mother Mary's son, Yahushua, based on a variety of different things, just like how the goddess is. I'm no Christian. And then made an all-purpose magical seasoning, Angie's magical seasoning, I call it. And then we've done the workout, level 1 and level 2, Angie's workout. So the thing about Rasta is that to a Rasta, it's more about the life, religion, organized religion's out of date to a Rasta. So what it really is about is it's about your lifestyle. The modern situation, we don't need an organized religion. We need a lifestyle. Like the best thing we can do to help with global warming and endangered species and in our environmental and social problems is how we live our lives every day. Like Jane Goodall says, the problem is the apathy that we think, I'm not gonna eat less meat. I'll just eat meat every meal and do whatever I want and use plastic as much as I want. And, the more we can create a lifestyle that helps, and the more people that do that, that's how we fix our problems. Not by donating money or being rich and donating $1 million to a cause. I mean, if that's what you have, if that's what your contribution is, because you are rich and famous, then would be a good thing, judge not. But most of our contribution is more by making the choices we make every day, like Jane Goodall says, Um, and then with war, the best thing we can do, like Haile Selassie says, is put our world citizenship first and use a UN type organization to handle international matters. I've shown you the other candles, the Guardian Angel candle, the Saint Michael, and the Haile Selassie candles. So those are all, a witch is a pagan. Those are all the different deities that I use as a Yan Sui. Of course, all roads lead to Rome. Yours could be different, but now, we need to get used to level 2 workout and eventually get to level 3. And that's a big deal. So I need to go over the diet, So like one thing to think, like right now everybody's doing that occult tea, hashtag occult tea thing in the witchcraft community, about how there's a lot of witches that aren't going deep enough and are staying on basic levels and things like that. So like my most of everything I've gone over so far is basic level. I'm rebooting, like I say, I'm redoing everything. I'm reorganizing it. I've made it a new talisman, and I'm redoing everything. Going through everything. I'm working with a new deck, the Goddess Tarot deck. I'm loving it. Wow, I've never loved a tarot deck as much as I love that one. So much. I'm loving everything. It's like it's so good for a witch to do when things get stale. Just reboot everything. I recommend it. But at the same time, I just started this YouTube channel, so I'm bringing you guys along. So like one thing to remember with me is when I was really young, when I was like 6, 7, and 8 years old, I already knew that I didn't want to be part of this whole human thing, you know. If you've seen my autobiography, you know, I sold my soul to the devil, you know, and now I know I really didn't do that. I was too young, you know, and I got my fingernails and I carved, since I couldn't put fangs, I wanted to be an animal. I'm like, I'd always walk like a cat. I loved cats, so I'd walk around, you know, like doing my cat walk. You know, I wish I could show you right now. I still can do it, you know. And I would like hang out with my dog in the dog house and chew marrow out of bones, and I would eat grasshoppers like cats. I only did that once. And I got my fingernail and I carved, so that's why when I eat, I always have to make sure I don't have got food caught up in there, because I carved my gums up so they're like reverse fangs. I was a kid, you know, but I just knew that I didn't want to do that. So a lot of witchcraft is childishness, you know. The power of the mind of the child that still believes in the magic of the forest. And in a lot of ways, you know, like I'm kind of like the real Peter Pan, you know. So right now I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about the occulty thing, you know. Like how am I going to be able to go deep, you know? How I'm going to be able to go deep is like everything I've done so far is kind of basic, you know, but it's still fundamental in any direction that I do. When it's summer, I'll go up hiking and I'll go into more detail about what I would call the magic of the forest, you know. And in a lot of ways, I didn't grow up like a person normally would. I did an incredible job keeping my childlike mind, you know. I've lived the life of a loner, so I spent a lot of time alone. When I was a little kid, I wouldn't hang out with other kids. I'd hang out with my dog alone in the mountains. And I've just spent I've had an imaginary band since I was like 14 years old. And I just had a whole bunch of imaginary friends and best friends that are actually animals and make-believe friends. And I've just spent a lot of time alone in my own imaginary world. Even though I'm in my mid-50s right now, I just never outgrew that. And so that you know, like that makes it so in an adult way, it's like, when are you going to get into the real deep, dark, occult knowledge, you know? And it's like, you know, the child of a mind accidentally does that, you know, and that's more like what you might expect with me. But like right now, like, so like something I just learned from Ivy the occultist, you know, she did this vision board and she mixed in her magic spice with droppings from a candle. See, so that I'm just like, oh, ooh, that is like perfect for my new magical seasoning, you know. If I, you know, and you can like if I had something and it dealt with like healing of an animal, you know, brown candles are good for that, you know. I might burn a brown candle and put some seasoning on something that symbolizes what I'm doing, and then drip the brown candle wax on top of it so it infuses the Manji's magical seasoning onto that rock or whatever, you know. And then like my god candle is full of seashells, you know, but my god candle is it's empty space all the way around it. It's inside that glass thing. So when I go on hikes, I can pick rocks that represent, you know, that will remind me and represent what I went through on that last hike, and then I can put it in there and make a collection of rocks, you know. And then you know, sometimes I'll use the magical seasoning, maybe seal it with some green candle wax or some blue candle wax or some pink candle wax or some red candle wax, depending on what I'm doing. Maybe sometimes that isn't appropriate. It's my all-purpose anointing oil is what's appropriate. Or sometimes it might just be a candle, or you know, I still need to do a video on the attribute names. I did on my video about Melchizedek, which is where that comes from. But so that's where we are. So Ross is about lifestyle. So the big thing I need to do right now, as soon as possible, maybe this weekend, is go over my diet. That you have my workout now, and I need to go over what I call the Squirrel Girl diet, and And so that's where we are right now, you know, and that's the big subject right now, you know, how can you go deep and not be such a beginner? So I'm beginning over again, but I have experience, you know, but when you do things over again, it's really different, you know. It's there's experience, but there's the kind of experience that I can do new things in a powerful way that's not quite like as a beginner, you know. A beginner has never done anything, and I've done things, but I'm just doing new things in a better way, you know. And I don't know. Maybe deep isn't the best thing with me. Maybe practical and imaginary, you know, imaginative, I mean, would be better words to describe me than deep. Although anybody that knows me would go, what are you talking about? You know, most people would describe me as a smart, deep person, you know. I probably will accidentally go really deep, but to me, I'm just going imaginative. I'm trying to, you know, like Jane Goodall says, apathy is the real problem, you know. My style of imagination can help bring people closer to nature and kind of do away with some of that apathy and bring in some good Rasta, Ital, Angie's version of Ital ideas into life in a practical way that can help with social problems and unity and diversity and world citizenship and environmental issues and things like that. I guess I'm talking in circles, but yeah, so that's where we are right now. So I need to do my diet. That's the big next step.